So today's video is going to be a slightly different video, and it's more of a serious one, and it's a personal one to myself. And you know, it's like a lot of people suffer with this, but not a lot of people talk about it, or it's not a subject that is highlighted a lot or taken as serious as it should be. And you know, it's like a lot of young people go through it as well. And what I'm referring to is depression, as you guys can see from the title. When people hear depression, they think it's a minor thing, you're just depressed, but depression is a deep rooted thing, and depression out spills into other aspects of your life, and it really does have a negative effect on your life on a whole. It has you, like, you know, questioning yourself, like in terms of who you can trust, who you can't trust, makes you very paranoid and all of these kind of things. And it's almost a thing that doesn't leave you alone if you don't deal with it, and not a lot of people know how to deal with it, or can deal with it, or has the capability to deal with it. And I feel like the stigma towards, you know, depression and males is looked down upon, and it's like a lot of males are actually depressed and you don't know about it. And I feel like, you know, when it's a female, it's like, oh yeah, you know, she's depressed, you know, she needs help, or all of these kind of things. And not even that, sometimes it's due to ethnic background as well, because like black people look over it and stuff like that and just think, oh, it's just a minor thing, you have to get on with life. But like, depression is a thing where it affects your whole mental mindset, and it really stops you from going to where you're supposed to go, kind of thing. And as you all know, 2019 was a really bad year for me. But towards the end, obviously, it kind of brightened up, you know, due to the subscribers and stuff like that. But in terms of my personal life, it was a year where the enemy really tried his best to bring me to a place, to bring me down and kind of destroy me, kind of thing. Last year was just, I would say it's the worst. It was the worst year for me, and it really brought me to a place of complete like darkness. And you know, a lot of people, like even the messages I receive on a day-to-day basis, like literally almost every day, 5, 6, 7 messages a day about, you know, about what I went through last year and stuff like that. And it's like, not gonna lie, I can't really advise you on how to deal with it, because I haven't really, you know, dealt with it yet. No, that situation doesn't affect me anymore, but it's like I'm still dealing with the repercussions, like depression, anxiety and stuff like that. And you know, society today is like, you just have to get on with it, kind of thing, and it's really hard to. That's why people go and commit suicide and all of these kind of things, because they can't deal with the pressure. And it's like, you know, when I first initially started this channel, I was like to you guys, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. You're going to see like the good times, the bad times, and all these kind of things, but certain things have to be kept, you know, personal to me. And there's a time for, you know, challenges and videos, but it's also time to be real and relate to you guys, because a lot of people are going through similar things that I'm going through, as I said before, but they don't know how to deal with it. They're like myself, they're not talking about it and stuff like that. And especially towards males as well, because a lot of men feel like, a lot of boys I should say, feel like men, boys or whatever, feel like, you know, you look like you're weak if you're going through depression and stuff like that. You feel like, you know, people will try to take the piss out of you and all of these kind of things, when, you know, everybody needs help when it comes to depression. I've been dealing with a lot, and it would affect my day-to-day life and stuff like that. One day I would wake up happy, the next I would wake up sad, I would have mad mood swings and all of these kind of things. I'm there questioning that person, this person and that person. Like, what is your motives? Why just, like, sometimes I wouldn't even want to speak to anybody. So sometimes I'm in a mood where I just want to cut everybody off. Like, it would affect, you know, my diet and stuff like that. Some days I'd eat, some days I wouldn't eat. Like, literally I can go like 2-3 days without eating and stuff like that. Or like, you know, I'm here like arguing with myself in my head and stuff like that. Just like, why has this happened? Why has that happened? Like, and all of these kind of things. You start to really like question every single aspect of your life, why certain things have gone wrong and stuff like that. And you lots like, and this is my advice to you guys, if you go and question, and this is what I've learned, if you go and question every single thing, you're not going to reach nowhere, because you're just going to be going around in circles. You're going to be like, you know, you're not going to reach nowhere in terms of resolution, how to deal with the actual subject. A lot of teenagers go through depression and stuff, and it's like, you know, depression affects, well, for me it's had effect on my social life and stuff like that. I haven't been able to socialize with people well, and you know, I would only like really chat to people that have been there since the get-go, kind of thing. And it's like it has a really bad like adverse effect on your life, because it's like you're not able to do certain things like normal people would do. And it's like, I get like no life is perfect and there's no perfect way to live life, but it's just like, it has you know, thing. Someday I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take charge. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get onto my YouTube, my YouTube content and keep doing YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish that. But some days I just feel like I'm just. Some days it's just like I just can't. I really just can't. My body's just bound to the bed. I'm there like in self pity and all of these kind of things going around, thinking about everything that I've been through and stuff like that. And that's what depression does. It reels you in. And it's like I'd be in my social circle, and nobody would be able to tell how I'm feeling and stuff like that, because I try not to show my emotions. Well, I do not show my emotions. I will display to you that I am happy, I am this, I am that. And there's a lot of people that is doing that as well. Like people will be, you know, a lot of people that you look at, and probably people that you idolize and stuff like that, will look like they're good and they're this and they're that, but really and truly they have the whole world on their shoulders kind of thing. And I feel like that's a really unhealthy thing to do, because it's like, for me, it was a thing where it was my coping mechanism, because I wasn't going to go out there and, you know, show to people that I'm going through this and that, because people will feel like they can use that as a way to, like, you know, they can either use it as a way to, you know, help you, or they can use it as a way to be spiteful with it and do spiteful things towards you and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, when people check up on me and stuff like that, I'm just like, I really don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to you kind of thing. And it's just like, I don't want to, like, it's a really harsh thing, but like I just didn't really want that. Sometimes I just close myself off from everybody. I don't want to talk to nobody. And there's some days where it's just like I'm actually alone. I want to talk to people, but it's just like then when I do start speaking to people, I'm just like, it's too much, because it's too much to have a conversation. It's just too much to this. It's just like your basket is full up, because the depression's already in there kind of thing. Boys shouldn't be going through all of this. Like, you really shouldn't. But it's a thing that you can't control, because everybody is human at the end of the day. Everybody has their experiences. Everybody has their own, you know, demons and stuff like that. And it's like, I used to question God, and I was like, God, why am I going through all of this now? Big man thing, because I've gone through so much already and stuff like that. Why are you allowing Satan to come and try, you know, disrupt my brain and all these kind of things? Like, why are you letting all of this happen? It doesn't make sense. And it's like, I felt like the way how I was dealing with depression was like, just ignore it, it will go away. But when you do that, you're actually giving it room to grow, because you're not dealing with it at all. You'll be crying out for help in your head, but it's not actually coming out through your mouth, and you're around your friends and stuff like that, and you're just trying to fake it, bro. And I'm just like to myself, why am I actually faking it for? Like, why am I really faking it? I'm actually going through it, so why am I gonna fake it? Tell me now, why am I gonna fake it for? It doesn't make sense. And it's like I'm tired of closing myself off to like everybody. I'm playing into the cards of depression and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And me avoiding it's like I'm jumping fences to run away. And it's like, if you don't deal with your issues, if you don't deal with this and you don't deal with that, they will not be getting over depression kind of thing. And it's like, how do I deal with it? Because how did I even get here in the first place? Because it's something that gradually happens. You feel like nothing's happening until it actually hits you full force. It's like you don't even recognize yourself anymore. You don't know who you are, who you've become. Like, you start to be so paranoid in every little thing you would do. You feel paranoid. Like, am I saying the right thing? Am I saying the wrong thing? Am I saying too much? Am I saying too little? Am I saying this and I'm saying that? And it's really not a healthy cycle. It's not, because it's like you can't allow yourself to be free. Like, you can't say what you're really feeling or what you're really going through just because you're worried about what other people are gonna say. And it's like, in this situation, it's like you're just forced to get on with life. Like depression is just like, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like you have 100 shackles just holding on you, and there's weights on you, family. You just can't move. Like, you just feel stuck kind of thing. You know, this video is not being put up to like gain sympathy from anybody, because I don't need that. If I get more sympathy, it's gonna be like, I don't want no sympathy. It's just that I'm here to relate to my subscribers, and a lot of my subscribers I know, with that which they have expressed to me, that they're going through similar things. And it's like, not gonna lie, why am I gonna front it for? Why am I gonna hide it for, when it's me and it's my truth and it's my this and it's my that? And it's like, you know, I've like certain things that, you know, depression has caused and stuff like that. It's just like, why? Like, it's actually so embarrassing. I can't lie. Like, you know, breakdowns and all these kind of things. And like, nobody would see that. I wouldn't allow anybody to see that, apart from one time, you know, one thing got really bad. But apart from that, like, I wouldn't allow anybody to see anything. And the thing that's helped me is finding a hobby. For me, it's YouTube, it's editing, it's creating. And that brings me to a whole nother world where it's just like, yo, like, I actually feel good doing what I'm doing and stuff like that. It takes my mind off everything. It's just like a therapeutic thing for me, like being creative. And that alone has helped it a lot, because it's just taken my mind off everything. Like if I'm to feel a type of way, sometimes I'll just sit down, record a video, or like I'll just sit down, edit a video, or I'll just sit out and plan my future, and that will just make me feel kind of better. So I feel like you guys should find a hobby, something that, you know, you want to enjoy, and something that you should work towards, and I feel like when you do that, that's when things will get kind of better, when you have something to work towards. In terms of isolation, I've isolated myself from a lot of friendships. I've isolated myself from a lot of, you know, people. Sometimes, you know, people ring me and I don't want to answer the phone and stuff like that. Like sometimes, like people just, like sometimes I don't like people calling me and all of these kind of things. But like the socializing part has been a really hard thing for me, and I never used to really be like that. You know, people will try to get, you know, close to me and stuff like that, but it's just like I don't want to get close to you kind of thing, because I'm not in a, like, you know, when you're going through depression and stuff like that, you get attached and all of these kind of things. Attachment starts to happen, like depression like fizzles out, like it distorts all your emotions and stuff like that. It has you all over the place, and you don't behave the way how you usually behave, or think the way how you usually think kind of thing. So it's like I don't want to subject myself to that, and then, you know, I have that person thinking that you're a waste man, like you think you're too good to chat to them and all these kind of things. It's just like when you're going through certain shits, you have to go through it by yourself, because it's not you can help me. You know, that people say talk can help, but in most cases it really doesn't, because it's like that person's not going to sort out my issues. So what is the point in actually speaking about it in a way that it's like, it's good to get it out, it's good to release, but it's like when you have now released, that person cannot sort out anything. They can't give you an answer. So now I don't really see a sense in it, and that's why I don't get close to people like that, because it's just like, I'm going through my shit. So like when you deal with depression, it's something internal. Like somebody can't fix an internal issue for you. You have to deal with it yourself. And it's like yeah, like I have a vision, like, yeah, 2020 is going to be the best year for me, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. But it's just like depression is like, whoa, wait, are you forgetting you're still experiencing this, bro? That's what it's kind of like. Life, there's no key to life, and there's no, you know, direct guide on how you should deal with things. And it's like things like this, like depression, it's a really, like, it can really destroy you. And you know, if you don't deal with it, and you tell yourself that, what's the point? It's like, where you're gonna end up. You're forgetting that I'm only 18 years of age. I've got a whole life in front of me. Am I gonna stay in my depression from 18 up until, you know, 50 or whatever, and just be like, yeah, I've been depressed since I'm 18. What have I done to like sort it out, kind of thing? And it's just like, you know, I know a lot of people are going through this, and I'm just like, family, it's just like, it's such a real thing, and it's a thing that really affects a lot of people. But it's just like, you have to find the strength within yourself to overcome this whole thing. And I noticed it a long time ago, but it's just like, yeah, like I got to sort it out now, kind of thing. Like, it's not, I ain't gonna go through life like this. And if Satan feels like he can come and disrupt my life and keep this over my head and stuff like that, it's not gonna happen, because I know what God has for me and stuff like that. And sometimes I question, I'm like, why are you putting me through this? But it's just like, you know, you have to go through certain things in order to appreciate things more. And it's just like, yeah, you just gotta persevere through it. And it's just like, and you know, like my friends and stuff like that, more times when I distance myself away, you know, and all of that, it's just me trying to protect my energy, protect my peace, because I know how fragile that can be at times. So it's just like, I'm now training myself to ignore certain things, and, you know, like really deep to myself that you have to protect your peace. Your peace is so important. Your peace is discipline. Like, you really have to do that. You have to prioritize yourself. Like, you can't, in situations like when you're going through depression, you can't be prioritizing other people and putting other people's problems on top of your problems. That's going to add to your problems, and you don't need all of that. Sometimes you just, like, when you're going through all of this, you just have to prioritize yourself. You just have to take yourself away, deal with your shit, and then go back out into that friendship circle. But it's just like, you do have to analyze your friendship circles, because some friendship circles will like bring you down. And it's like certain people, without knowing, like, although like that person may not have any malicious intent, but it's like that energy is just not for you, and not every friendship is for you. And some friendships can actually drain you and bring you down, and you don't need to be drained when you're going through shit like this. So it's like, you know, if I've taken myself away from you, do not take it personally and stuff like that. I've just got my own shit to deal with, you know, in a way. I've got my own shit to deal with. I'm trying to make sure that this year is the best year that it can possibly be for myself. You have to say to yourself, I'm done with it. You have to prioritize yourself. You have to be selfish with it for a bit. Forget who understands it and who don't understand it. If they want to think you're weak and all these kind of things, let them think you're weak, because nobody else is going through your shit but you. So prioritize yourself. Think about yourself. Can't lie, you have to be selfish with certain things, because nobody else feels what you're feeling but you. You can explain it to the whole wide world, but nobody feels what you feel. Nobody experiences what you experience. When you're in your room by yourself going through certain things, nobody else is there going through them things with you. When you go through certain experiences, nobody's going through them experiences with you. So it's just like, forget what everybody else has to say. If you have depression, you have to deal with it. And I'm especially speaking to the guys, because I know there's a lot of them out there going through all of this, but because they're scared of what females might think, or what their like friends will think and their guys will think, don't, you know, keep quiet because all of that. If you've got it, just deal with it head on, because it will actually grow. It's not a thing where you can ignore it. It's a thing that will grow and it will start to affect. Like for me, I've already explained to you guys, it's like one day I'm happy, one day I'm sad, one day I'm this, and one day I'm that. One day I'll be questioning people, one day I won't be questioning people. One day I want everybody away from me. I don't want to speak to nobody. I don't want nobody to call my phone. The next time like I learn, I'm just like, wait, where's everybody, kind of thing. And then when that people comes around me, they're just like, nah, I don't want you here no more. So it's like you lose motivation. You're not motivated to do anything. You're not motivated to do your coursework. You're not motivated to go work. You're not motivated to do anything. But because you need money to survive and all these kind of things, you're pushed to, and that makes it worse as well, because you still have to deal with life on top of everything else. But it's just like, my little message to you guys is that literally don't ignore it, fam. It's not something to be ashamed of, and especially speaking to people my age, don't be ashamed of it, because I'm not ashamed of it no more. I just never used to speak of it because I didn't want nobody in my business, and this is not putting my business out there, it's just acknowledging that I'm going through something, kind of thing. And it's just like, you know, what am I going to run from it for? And it's like, you guys have to realise there's certain boundaries when it comes to certain things as well. Just have boundaries towards that, my personal life, because I'm not going to come on YouTube and play out my whole personal life. You know, I'm trying to set example to you guys to know that you don't have to hide. Like, if you're going through something, you're going through something, like, just deal with it, fam. That kind of thing. I'm trying to show to you guys that you can go through shit and come out on the next side. I'm still working towards the next side, but I know I'm going to come out on the next side, kind of thing. So it's just like, I'm trying to keep 100% with you guys. Again, it's a process, and that's why I even started doing YouTube in the first place, because it's like, I want to set example to people to know that, you know, life is not perfect and all that, but yet you can make it through it. So that's what I'm trying to show here, kind of thing. So yeah, and also just to add that this year is going to be a year of prosperity. It's going to be a year of financial overflow. It's going to be a year of healing. It's going to be a year of, you know, forgiving and stuff like that. It's going to be a year where you're going to live your best life to the fullest. That's what I'm putting out there, because I'm going to live my best life this year, 2020. I'm declaring it in the name of Jesus. I'm living my best life this year. I ain't going to let nothing hold me back. So therefore, I'm dealing what I have to deal with now, so I can enjoy the rest of the year, bruv. Because nothing's going to hold me back. I've got my life to live, and I've got my, you know, I've got a future to work towards. So I ain't going to let nothing hold me back anymore. It's my time, and it's your time too. So prioritize yourself and sort your stuff out, because this year has to be a year where we all prosper. It's not got nothing to do with, it's not willowing and wallowing in your situation, bruv. Find the strength from somewhere and sort it out. It's not as easy as I'm saying it, but you just have to do it, because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it for you? Get your strength and just take the first step and do whatever you need to do. Address your issues. That's what I'm taking that advice on myself. Address your issues. And yeah, like, don't wait till 25 to start working towards your future. Work towards it now. This year should be the year where everybody is doing well. There's no excuses. Everybody has a capability for it. All of us have the potential, and God hasn't put nobody on this earth to be whatless. Everybody has the potential to do greatness. Your situation is only as big as you allow it to be. So now it's time to take control over that. I'm putting it out there in existence, like, this year has to be the best year. And I hope my supporters grow and all of these kind of things, and you lot to learn from me and stuff like that, because I'm not perfect, innit? So it's like, take what you can and learn from my mistakes, kind of thing, because you have to make mistakes in order to learn, kind of thing. You just have to prioritize yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody else is living your life but you. When, you know, when you die and judgment day comes, you can only give account for yourself. So you're living your life for yourself. It's your own breath, it's your own mind, it's your own body. Like, nobody else is crying your tears but you. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And again, I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you lot so much. Thank you lot for being on my journey, everything, bro. And although, again, we're still growing, but I know we're gonna get there, innit? So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Alright, remember, the sky's the limit, by the way.